guys, Templar here, and today I'll be talking to you guys about another type of shield that evolved from the kite shield, in which it pretty much evolved from its earlier forms in history. Pretty much because of the fact, as I stated, that the shield is not the best to carry up on when it comes to besieging a castle, but mainly in a field. But what about a shield that was better, and in fact was evolved due to the fact of armor evolved? Well, no further, but to the fact, the medieval heater shield. Now, I can hear you guys already. Templar, that's not a heater shield. Heater shields look like a heater. No. The reason this was nicknamed a heater shield was actually because it looked like a heater. Now, I can hear you guys already. The kite shield, yes, it looked like a kite, or sometimes it was even nicknamed the eye drop shield, but yeah, so you guys might ask, why was this nicknamed the heater shield? Well, because back then the term heater was reflecting off the term iron, and in fact some countries they still call an iron for a heater. In other words, think of an iron, you know, the type of iron that you iron clothes with. Well, the original term was a heater, and a lot of countries, as I stated, still pronounce it as that. And yes, this is blank because I will be painting this in with several of my family's coat of arms, which I got, as I stated, there are several types, but I'll get to that a little while later. Now, the cool part about this shield is that it's just like the kite shield, well, almost. It has a shorter arm device that pretty much I can use to strap around my back. As you can tell, I can walk easily with this. It's a little lighter. That's the cool part about it. So yeah, this is actually really cool about this. Now, as well, this does work as well because it does keep me a little more protected. Well, not as much as the kite shield, but you get the point. But see, the thing is, this shield was meant to be used by medieval knights when male leggings got involved. In other words, by the time of the Crusades. So in other words, the kite shield was given up sometime by medieval knights, sometime during the Second or Third Crusade, they say. Either way, this was still a good shield. Now, this is also the cool part about the shield, actually. The reason it's so light, and pretty much, even foot soldiers still use these in their 100 Years' War, but even later on in history they did. Now, there were several variants on how you can actually construct it. Some weird ones actually protrude them like this, having the strap go downward. I don't know why it just did it that way. Because this doesn't work, because that won't work at all. But having it work like this, yes it does. Having your arm pretty much listed and strapped. Now, sometimes though they did have them in place like this. I'm trying to get that in frame, as you guys can tell. Or sometimes like this. But yeah, these would technically protrude upwards somewhat. And as well as it pretty much is pretty perfect. But let me get myself into my armor and show you guys. Alright, as you guys can tell, I am in my full gear. Well, not full, but you get the point. Now this is, as you can tell, of wearing the heater shield on my back, it does actually feel very light. And as well, when I actually put it up onto my arm here, it actually does work. Especially, say, if I'm going to be fighting on the battlefield. Though normally these shields would have been used by knights, but by the time of the very late medieval period, such as, say, the 100 Years' War, for example, these shields were mostly adopted. But still, though, this does work, especially for the foot soldier, because it's a little lighter. Now, it does evolve, as I stated, from the kite shield, but it's a little different in comparison. As you can tell, smaller, doesn't wrap around the body as much. Still, this shield does still work in comparison. In fact, I can keep fighting like so with little difficulty. In fact, in doing so, what I could do is just keep my body behind the shield, and plus this is a little more easier to move around. In doing so, if someone was to, say, come in with a sword strike from above, I can easily move. or as well from the side. I can easily move around with the shield. Problem is though, this was not good for shield formations. In other words, if I was to place a shield wall, it would take like about a dozen guys, like say 3 guys, like I pretty much had to go prone or whatever, in which with this shield, it's not the perfect idea. This is only meant for protecting yourself. Though, upon wearing this armor, you can also see something else. This is actually the cool part. I'm just trying to find a way to put this on without my helmet getting in the way. But I think I might just need to take it off for a second. Okay. And doing so, put the helmet back on. Like there, and as you guys can see, if I hold it like this, now I can see where you guys are already. Templar, what the hell are you putting it like that? Well, just imagine, say, if I'm climbing a castle wall on a ladder, for example. I can easily do this, but when it comes to this, not so much. So you can see why, if it was on the side, it would protect my shoulder, say if an arrow was to come to the side. And I get you guys already, well, wait, what might happen if it's coming from the right? Well, see, that's the thing. The only time you would ever see an arrow, for example, coming from the side when it comes to coming from the side in a siege battle, would actually be the towers or something like that. And there weren't that many towers on a medieval castle. You guys, for example, picture it. There's the one on the left, there's one on the right, and pretty much the towers pretty much have a little arrow loops. So in doing so, there's only one on this far right side, so in doing so, one side would technically say that it's besieging the one on the right, they would put their shield, well, on the right side. While the one that they were besieging closest to the left, they would put it on the left. Still, as you guys can tell, it does protect the body very well. Especially since I can easily keep myself protected while moving up a ladder. Yeah, it does actually kind of work. But it's when I get up onto the battlements that I later have to rotate it in order, since I'm right-handed, I gotta fully rotate it around as soon as I get up to the battlements. So I can draw my sword real quickly and cut at him, keeping him occupied, so that way I can get in and finish him off. So though, this is actually how history is supposed to go when it comes to the besieging of the battle. But now, let me take this off so I can talk more about it. Alright, wasn't that fun? Now, as I stated before, I will be putting several of my family's coat of arms on this shield. But it depends on which one, and this actually depends on you guys, my viewers, my subscribers. Every one of you guys gets the vote on which type of coat of arms you want me to put on this. Now, I got several of them due to my family's history, because a lot of my family is from different regions. Such as my family from the... Now, I'm pretty much going to start with my mother's side, with the Smiths, and yes, I already hear you. There's thousands of Smiths, Templar. So, yeah, take a look over them. Well, I have to be bearer of bad news, but technically the list still goes on. Because yes, as badass as those coat of arms were, there are also my mother's side of the family, which is the Griffins. And yes, I hear you guys already. So you're a Gryffindor. Yes, I hear you. Okay, so please don't involve that, okay? I don't like to involve myself with the Harry Potters. Anyways, yes, Griffins, which are technically of Ireland and Wales, for example, in which that would actually look really cool in the shield, but it's also from Deutschland. In other words, Germany. Pretty much the fatherland. So, take a look for those as well. Alright, got done looking at those? Okay then. Now, how about the final one? The Swansons. And yes, that is my father's maiden name. He is of the Swanson family, and pretty much, yes. Now I can hear you guys already. What about your father's grandmother? Well, unfortunately, her family side was technically of the poor class in Ireland, so yeah. You can see why that doesn't work so well. But actually, the Swanson side of the family, there are tons of us. Yes, there's one from Scotland, there's one from England, and including Germany and, well, Sweden. Now, the one from Scotland, there are two versions. The one of its coat of arms to Robert the Bruce, or at the time David Bruce, and the one that's actually from a Scottish clan. But I'll get to that later. Let's just take a look at these. Alright, did you guys get done with looking at those? Okay, well, let me actually get you guys onto looking at the Scottish clan of Gun. Now, the reason I like the Gun coat of arms is actually really cool because the Gun coat of arms, it technically is my father's and mine's clan in Scotland, in which this is actually the cool part about my family. We originally came from Sweden in history books, or Germanic regions, and in doing so we pretty much ended up sacking Scotland during the time of the Viking Age. And in doing so, we stayed there and created our own little kingdom. Here's the thing though, we later on withdrew, but here's the cool part about it. By the time of the Norman Conquest, after the Norman Conquest of the Battle of Hastings, the Normans went back up there, and the Swanson family reclaimed their land. In doing so, they were labeled as Lords of Scotland, as long as they would protect the Scottish family. And yes, the term Pax ad Bellium is a form in Latin, but actually this is a cool word, that it means in peace or war. In other words, we're ready to fight. So yeah, that does sound like my family. So yeah, the Scottish clan of Gun, that has another place in there in my family. But another one I'm wanting to also put up is my own version. My own version, if you guys want me to put it on, it would actually be a little different. What I will be putting on the edge lining here would be Nordic Celtic runes. In other words, they would technically, this would technically be of the Norse Celtic history of my family. And as well, if you guys know Celtic Templar. So yeah, the Celtic and Norse symbols would technically ride all the way around the edging, while on the symbol I'll have a black cross, a black Hospitaller cross or Templar cross, but you get the point. In which also with Celtic symbols here and there. So yeah, you can see that it would go all in black. maybe a little red, that's for a dash in color, and the rest is that's going to be a pale white. Just imagine a cross in the center, Celtic symbols, Norse runes. Imagine that. But so guys, this will be on for you to vote for. I'm not going to actually have you guys choose which one. You guys can choose for your own on which symbol that I actually told you about, of coat of arms. Because your vote matters on this channel. Because I want you guys to actually choose wisely when it comes to this. Anyways guys, if you guys want to buy one of these yourselves, I'll put a link down below in the description, and as well all information as well. Anyways guys, this has been Templar. Have a good day.